Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Well, as we go into this cycle of this 2025, so there's a lot of things that we have to consider because the world is shifting very quickly, and we can see what's happening in the world and natural disasters and fires and all these things that are going on, and the changes, the political environment and the changes that are happening there. So there's a lot to go on, and there's going to be a lot more happening. It's not going to slow down. We're going to see even more chaos. And the chaos will be around just how we decide we want to live our lives, because so much will be affecting us. So we have to understand that this is just the times that we live in. This is the changing, the shifting of the times, and times are going to continue to shift. But that's called for. It's already been established. That relationship between ourselves and the planets and the solar systems and everything that exists. And we're just one planet in a very, very vast, vast cosmos. The vastness of this cosmos is really not even known to us. We only can see so much, and science can only see so much into it. We don't know the vastness beyond even our solar system and how it even exists, but it does exist, and we don't know really the answer to that. But we do have individual responsibilities. We have it to ourselves, we have it to our families, we have it to our future, we have it to the next generations. To understand, what do we want from this Earth Mother? We were born upon this Earth Mother, we came to this Earth Mother, and we're here for some reason, to share something. And we have to share today, my belief, most importantly, we have to share the conscious awareness of self. Because everything really is what goes on within us individually. It starts individually. So we have, I believe, that individual responsibility to understand the ebb and the flow of the times, what's happening, how to grow in it. Because we can grow through these times. It's not like we should become so depressed and, so blocked out of everything. We can't be. But we need to share the message of peace. We need to share a message of truth. We need to reach out, teach out, and spread a consciousness of awareness. But that consciousness will begin individually with us, with each of us, to take that personal responsibility on how we looked after ourselves and how we take care of ourselves mentally and our physical and our spiritual, how we're connected emotionally, all those things, all those parts of us, and not to be afraid of all those different parts of us, but to be strong in that. We don't know what the tide is going to come. But we either get washed up by that tide or we flow on that tide, we surf that tide. And we're going to surf it through the physical, we're going to surf it through the mental, and we're going to surf that through our devotional ability, the capacity of our own devotion. So it's a time of deep devotion. That devotion is individual to you, what you become devoted in your spiritual practice, devoted in your faith, devoted in whatever way that you feel brings that devotion. And to be very conscious of that devotion. We always said that devotion is a divine ocean. It's large, it's huge, and you become vast and huge. Don't limit your consciousness from growing, because it's the collective consciousness of each of us that will merge together. That's when we say we want to be in one, that oneness. And we started talking back in the 70s, late 60s about oneness and one consciousness and oneness of capacity. And to me, that oneness is the collective consciousness of each of us. So when each of us individually establish that oneness of consciousness, and we share that with each other, we grow with each other, we connect through each other. And we connect so that we give each other the hope and the purpose of life, so that we can establish a future. We want our families to grow, we want our children to grow, we want these next generations to prosper, we want a Mother Earth that's protected. We want all those things. We don't want war. We don't want calamity. Now we see that even Mother Earth herself is reacting to what's happening. And we can see it in what's going on with these fires that are consuming so many things, other natural things that are happening, because the imbalance of the Mother Earth that we didn't take care of. So we have to be conscious to make those changes. Unfortunately, there's some political forces that are trying to work outside of the realm of that, to push agendas that won't keep that balance. But that's temporary. We'll see that will erupt for some time, but that's temporary. Because the flow of the consciousness of Earth Mother, the flow of the consciousness of each of us born onto this earth, that flow of consciousness is going to be that much stronger and that much more powerful than any, you can say, these political realms that are happening, that are dominating our thinking process, which really is just illusion, it's just Maya. And it has to stop. This Aquarian age has dawned. It's dawned, it's already dawned. It's already come to that point where we have awareness and awakening. But we don't know yet if we have the power in that. But that's okay, because it's coming. And I always prayed that it would come. For the last 30, 40 years of teaching, I've said the same things. Be strong, be steady, be stable within yourself. Those three aspects, strong, steady, and stable. And to stay as relaxed as we can through these changes, through what we see is going on. Because that's where that security is going to come from within ourselves, is a conscious commitment to our devotion. And that devotion is part of our meditation, is part of our taking care of ourselves physically, to make sure our physical bodies are strong, that we're eating properly, digesting properly, that we're in good physical health, and that strength, especially the nervous system and the glandular system. And that thinking is so important that we don't fall into a negativity. That's the biggest thing that takes us away from that devotion, is when the mind becomes negative. So we don't want to fall into the trap of negativity. But the strongest thing to keep us out of our negativity is our meditation. Because as we meditate, and whatever meditation you use, whatever meditation form you like, chanting or breathing, whatever that form of that is, praying, reading scripture, whatever it happens to be, that gives it that sense of that meditative mind, so that the mind can calm itself down. And through a calm meditative mind, we can see into our tomorrow. When we meditate, it opens that channel, that portal, for us to be able to see into our tomorrow. And not to fall into a negative path. Because even in the midst of what's going on, in the heaviness of what's going on, we have to find our way through. And we will find our way through. But we know that change is inevitable. Change we know is going to happen. Whenever we walk this spiritual path, change will always be part of it. I always remembered in my early days when I started to identify myself spiritually, more so spiritually, I remember understanding that if I ever thought everything was going to be the same and stay the same, that's the first lesson we learn on the spiritual path, that everything changes. But the key is that through our meditative mind, through our devotion, then we're able to change as these times are changing. So that we don't get caught in those times, because otherwise these times are going to change us. But we want to change as these times are changing. So it's important that we're alert to that fact, and alert within ourselves. Now is the time for clarity, crystal clarity, and not to be shaded by things. That means not to fall into a position where we say, I don't know, I can't see, I don't know what's happening. But we know what's happening, we're aware of what's happening. We knew this was going to happen. We know that that's the outcome of these past 2,000 years of that Piscean age. And we can see what's happened to that with wars and destructions and other things, and how our Mother Earth itself has been disregarded and taken advantage of. We know, we've seen it, we're part, and we've seen it, and we've lived in it, and we're living through it at this moment. But that change has to come, it will come, and we should never lose hope for that. I've never lost hope understanding much of this many, many years ago, but still teaching out, reaching out, spreading a message of peace, being an example of that living status. Share the technologies, share the understandings. So let us grow to that. Let us understand we're just part of a shift of time. And we're not going to let ourselves be drowned in that shift, but we're going to learn how to surf through it, to help others and carry many others with us. We say in our technology, Jinni Nama Diyaya, Ge Mashakatagal, Nanakate Muka Ujale, Kete Shruti Nal. That means Jinni Nam Dhyaya. Dhyaya means deep meditation. Jinni Nam. Those who have a deep meditation, who stay in that deep meditation, understand it, become radiant and smiling. And many are carried across with them. And that's an understanding that I've held very deeply, that through that meditative mind, through the strength of that gives me that ability, that strength, and that radiance, that I'm able to help others and carry others across this world ocean. Jindi Nam Dhyaya, Ge Mashakataga, Nanakate Mukha Ujale, Keti Shuti Nal. So it's a simple meaning. Be strong, be devoted, meditate, build your radiance, and help others. And that's all that really means. So let us live to that consciousness, find peace within our own hearts, and share that peace. And our deep prayer is especially for our younger generations, to reach out to them so that they can become those teachers, those leaders, those healers of the future, to help create a world of peace and prosperity for everyone. Everyone. There's enough abundance which has been given to us as a gift by this Mother Earth to take care of all of us and even more. When we live in that consciousness of that abundance and share with others, share and care, two very simple aspects to bring a better and a brighter future and a better and brighter tomorrow for this world and for everyone in this world. So let our prayers for peace be heard. Let us shout those prayers for peace. And let us help carry many with us together, uniting in that oneness, Ekonkar, in the banner of that oneness, for all future generations to inherit that earth, inherit this world, heal our Mother Earth, and live in peace. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Please subscribe to our Library of Teachings Legacy Project. Our Legacy Project and your subscriptions help to give us that opportunity to compile the many, many years of teachings, of videos, lectures, and classes of Harinam Singh Khalsa. Please visit our website, anandlotus.com, to subscribe. Satnam.